That part of the mission of McClellan's was to change the customer experience. And most roof contractors, roofers, construction workers, we've been placed in a box. Either the homeowner or a friend or a family member has had a bad experience. Somebody took a deposit, never showed up, did faulty work, never answered the phone again. So I wanted to get us outside of that box. How do we get outside of that box and that stigma that's been placed on us? We change the customer experience. So we're not selling on transaction, we're selling on transformation through value and experience that we're delivering. The better the customer experience we deliver, the better off we're going to be. And that's done through the 3 C's: communication, clarification, and collaboration. Every employee of our company is an ingredient to our recipe of success. Every time we cook, we have to utilize those key ingredients every time, from the admin answering the phone to the dumpster being picked up from the job. If we skip an ingredient, if I have an award-winning sauce and I leave 2 of the 8 ingredients out, it's not going to cook, simmer, and taste the same.
That's a great analogy. I love that analogy.
This episode is brought to you by 10X Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10X Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker: they only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no-brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by my friend Silas Lagoy over at ForgeMark Wealth. If you're a high-income business owner or professional and feel like you're getting crushed by taxes, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. ForgeMark Wealth specializes in advanced legal tax strategies and wealth planning designed to help you keep more of what you make, grow it efficiently, and actually build long-term freedom, not just income. If you're making serious money but don't have a real strategy behind it yet, I highly recommend connecting with Silas and his team.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Big Hitters Podcast. I'm on with Brock McClelland, who is a friend of mine through Andy Elliott's coaching group, and Andy Dunning, who's a friend of the show, was on recently. Brock is a roofer, but he is just an all-around, just passionate guy. I know he's passionate about helping people walk out their faith, helping men level up. I've done a deep dive on his content. Brock, tell us your story, man. Tell us how you got started and where you're at today.
Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it and super grateful for the opportunity to be on the podcast. It's been a long road traveled. The roofing company got started in June of 2020, right during the height of the pandemic, which actually ended up working in our favor. Prior to that, I was a union boilermaker who would work for a roofing company in our off seasons. So boiler making work was seasonal, mainly summer and spring and fall. So in the summer and the winter, I would work for a roofing company, which is where I learned a little bit about the trade. Pandemic hits. I'm actively working on a Boilermaker job. I am the foreman running a hybrid scaffolding crew down in Brilliant, Ohio. Super unsanitary conditions. I'm sick. Everybody in our shanty is sick. COVID just hit within a week or two of in Pennsylvania. So there's a lot of concern and fear going on. We were washing our hands out of igloo containers. We didn't have running water. Yeah, it was wild. Myself and the union steward at the time were carpooling together. He was pushing on these guys for better sanitary conditions. So they decided to kick him off of the job one day after a morning meet. So I'm at this position now where my daughter's 4 months old. I'm ill. Majority of the people we're working with are ill. There's mainstream media fear taking place because of the pandemic. Nobody knows what's going on. So I decide upon him being kicked off of the job, I'm going to drag up, which is a term used to lay yourself off. This is in March. So I drag up in March. And in April, I reach out to a buddy of mine who I went to high school with, who I haven't talked to for over a year. He's working for a property management company here in Pittsburgh that he offered me a job with as a project manager. Well, I denied that job and I told him that I was looking to start my own business. And the question was, what do you know how to do? Because we're investing X of millions of dollars over the next several years into renovating the homes that we're buying. So I was like, well, I know roofing. So he's like, well, if you start a roofing company, we will start letting you bid the work. We'll push you all of the bids. I was like, well, this is a layup. And it was sort of the kick in the back that I needed to overcome that fear of the time you start that business. I reached out to an attorney with an LLC. I went on to Vistaprint, bought a generic logo.
Good old Vistaprint, man. I've used some Vistaprint before.
Yes. It was quick. It was easy. I didn't know, right? I don't have a business degree. Never started a business. It just was, I can print magnets for a truck. I can get yard signs, business cards, door flyers, the whole 9 yards. So put a business in place, create our LLC, buy a used truck, buy a ladder rack from Harbor Freight, stick a Vistaprint magnet on the side of the truck, get everything documented and itemized, reach back out to that individual, and lo and behold, there was no work that was given to me. We were up and running by June 1st of 2020. My first job from him, the opportunity to bid didn't come until September, and it had nothing to do with that property management company. Luckily for me, I had relied on lead ags. So I utilized Thumbtack. I paid some company $199 to put myself on Google Maps so that I would appear when people were Googling. A couple of friends of mine from the boilermakers had hired me to replace their roof. And then through the lead ag, we were able to start building our reputation because I was out in the field selling it. Now, mind you, my role in that previous roofing company was a project manager at best. I had a driver's license. I was able to drive, so I overseen the repair division and then some of the roofing crews. I've never sold a roof. I've sold cars, TV, phone, internet, home security, did some oil and gas work back in the day, but I've never sold an exterior project before. So I was learning the selling side of exterior work on the fly. So the first roofing job I've ever sold, soffit fascia siding, gutters, and so forth, came from McClellan's. Well, I just sort of hit the ground running. And I had a marketing approach based off of the movie Focus with Will Smith. Have you ever seen that by chance?
I don't think I have. No.
It's a great movie. I recommend it. Whether this is factual or not, I was able to relate to the movie and I implemented it. It was like subliminal subconscious messaging. So we started marketing and branding right out of the gate. So moving forward, by December, I had my first set of billboards up. But my theory was, because I'm a new company punching into a saturated market. So my theory was, well, when you wake up in the morning and you're brushing your teeth, I'm anticipating and hoping you hear me on the TV, right? The news is playing in the background. On the way to work, you hear a radio commercial. On the way home from work, you see a billboard, a bus shelter, a yard sign, or a truck. When you get home, you have a shingle laying in your front yard and you don't know a roofer, and you take the internet, you Google roofer near me, McClellan's pops up. Well, there's familiarity there because you heard the name, you've seen the logo, you just haven't identified it yet because it's been touching you subconsciously. So then you feel comfortable to call us. So this approach that I had just pushed us into the market extremely quickly. And it took off like wow.
This episode is brought to you by Corberry Digital. If you own an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, or home service business and you're tired of wondering where your next lead is coming from, you need to check out Corberry Digital. Corberry specializes exclusively in helping home service companies dominate their local markets through SEO, Google Ads, local service ads, websites, content marketing, and lead generation systems that actually produce a measurable ROI. Their team doesn't just focus on clicks and impressions. They help contractors lower customer acquisition costs, increase qualified leads, and build a marketing engine that scales. What I like about Corberry is they understand the blue collar space. They aren't trying to be everything to everyone. Their entire focus is helping trades businesses win in their backyard and generate more profitable jobs. If you're looking to grow your business, improve your online visibility, and build a marketing system that works, visit Corberry.com and schedule a strategy session with their team. That's Corberry.com. Tell them you heard about them on the podcast. What's up, everybody? This podcast is sponsored by Grimes Financial Advisors. You've spent time and energy building a successful business, but here's the question. Do you have a real retirement plan or just a pile of investments? Our friends at Grimes Financial Advisors specialize in helping business owners and families create a clear roadmap for retirement through their proprietary retirement blueprint. Instead of focusing only on investments, they look at the entire picture: income planning, taxes, long-term care, legacy planning, and making sure your money is actually working for the life you want to live. I've gotten to know Dustin personally. One of the things that I respect most about him is he believes every financial decision should fit into a bigger plan. You shouldn't just chase returns. So whether you're 5 years from retirement or simply want a second opinion on your financial strategy, I highly recommend reaching out to Dustin and his team. Visit Grimes Financial Advisors to schedule your consultation and start building your own retirement blueprint.
We're out of curiosity. So this is a fascinating story. Where are you guys at today in terms of size and scale?
We are up over 40 employees right now. And last year we did a little over 18 million in revenue.
That's insane, dude. That's crazy. Is it mostly residential, commercial, mix of both?
It's mainly residential retail work. So the company has grown since 2020. When it started, it was just roof, soffit, fascia, siding, and gutters. Then we navigated into windows and doors. And then I saw a demand in the interior division, like the interior side of it, because your roof leaked, your ceiling is now damaged, and we're already in the house and have developed confidence with the homeowner. And you're telling me that you've called 5 contractors and none of them have returned your call, never answered, returned your call, or called you back of any sort. So I saw a demand there. So in 2023, we launched our interior division. So we went from a roofing company to a full service GC company ultimately. Over the last 2 years, we dug holes, built additions from the ground up. So
this podcast is sponsored by Action Coaching. If you're a home service business owner, ask yourself this: are you constantly chasing new leads or just keeping the business growing? Ben Jordan built a $100 million plumbing and HVAC company. Inside the Action Group, he teaches contractors how to create recurring revenue, strengthen leadership, improve sales, and build systems that reduce the owner's day-to-day involvement. Members get weekly coaching, practical templates, proven scripts, and strategies designed specifically for home service businesses. If you want to get out of the truck, build something that runs without you and creates real wealth, check out the Action Group on School and book your free consulting call.
How much is the roofing and how much is like the other stuff that you're doing?
So last year, the roofing split exterior wise was approximately 75% of
Gotcha.
revenue. It's like 75-25.
What's going really well in your business right now? What's a big challenge you guys are facing?
The challenge is personnel, right? We have a lot of different personalities and mindset. It is somewhat complicated to keep everybody mission and vision driven when you're dealing with that many different employees. But what I have found is the culture that you build keeps that alignment within everybody. Going well for us is just standing behind what we touched. So we trademarked, if our name goes on it, we stand behind it so you can stand in it. We're not looking to rob Mr. and Mrs. Smith and pull the wool over their eyes. If it's a contract that you've signed with us, whether it was a workmanship issue, a manufacturer issue of some sort, we just stand behind the work that we're servicing.
I'm still confused, Brock, and maybe you can explain. I just had Lance Bachman on the podcast. And he, if you know him, he's got a bajillion companies he's rolling up. And he was like, I don't touch insurance. I only do retail. And I've talked to a lot of roofers now. And is there just this movement of roofers just not wanting to F with insurance anymore and just totally going towards retail?
So I do not personally know Lance. I know of Lance based off of the internet, ultimately, right? There's a company here locally that we compete against that he invested into with his his PE strategy and so forth. The insurance game is different. It's somewhat difficult, and it is very market dependent. Not everybody's having windstorms, hailstorms. That's why a lot of guys don't play with it, because it's not there in their market. But it's a different type of salesman to understand how to inspect that roof correctly, to navigate the process through the insurance company. There's a longer turnover on the money, to whereas if a retail job, we're paid upon completion. When you're dealing with the insurance company, it could take 30, 60, 90, 120 days to get final payment.
Right.
So it's two different animals. You got retail, insurance, commercial, and everybody sort of stays in their lane ultimately.
Where are you trying to be? What's the goal for the company? Where do you want to be in 3 and 5 years?
So it has always been to become the largest, the most reputable roofing company, then converted into full contracting company in Western PA. The dynamics have changed over the last, call it 9 months. We partnered with private equity. So I did not sell the company and I did not exit the company. Hence, I'm still sitting in my same chair that I've been sitting for years.
Did you do the thing where they buy into 50% of your company and now you're rolling up other companies beneath you? Is that the whole thing you're doing?
So we are part of a platform to where there's myself and then right now 15 other partners in our platform, to where they are purchasing X amount of equity in each company, but then we hold so much. Every deal is sort of brokered different of what they negotiate and what they let go versus what they hold. But it is more of a partnership than a sale. So owners are staying in their seats. They're still running, driving, growing, building, and scaling the companies. So we have.
Oh, I'm sorry, keep going. But I'm like, my ADD is like flaring up here. I'm like, this is fascinating because it's like people either love it or hate it. Like it's either like, I found a great private equity partner and they're helping me grow and scale, or it's like, he's the devil, but there's like no in between,
It's hit or miss from everybody that I know in the industry that is either indulged in it or they have not indulged in it. And a lot of it comes down to the partner that you partner with or you sell to. Because there's different models to it, just like we were referencing the retail, the insurance, the commercial side. Every platform is built differently. Some of these guys will come in, they'll purchase 100%. They'll remove the owner after 12 months. They'll go in, they'll fire all of the staff, not realizing that the company was built on the back of the employees. It wasn't just the owner in the branding and the reputation of the companies. It was everybody that was involved in that. So those are typically what I've seen, the ones that struggle more or tend to go bottom up a lot quicker when they come in and they gut the company after 12 months. But who you align with matters. So the company that we partnered with, they had to be mission and vision driven the same way we were. They wanted to continue to build, grow, and scale. We have our mother location, and then we've added 3 additional column satellite offices throughout the city to extend our GBP reach. We've launched a greenfield location in another state already in Morgantown, West Virginia. We are pursuing a contractor's license in Maryland, and then we have our eyes set on Ohio for the beginning of 2027.
That's so cool.
It was about alignment and expansion. We built something that was branded and reputable, and there was a fire. So we took that fire and we threw kerosene on it to cause an explosion at a faster pace.
I'm going to want to have you back on to talk all about that stuff, because that whole thing is so fascinating to me. I literally office in an M&A advisory firm, and so I can throw a rock at and I hit a PE firm here in Denver. It's kind of crazy. So, let's talk about some of the stuff outside of business that you get fired up about. I know that you're passionate about seeing men rise up. I know a lot of your content. Do you have like a coaching program or a men's thing where you're trying to call men up to be better fathers, husbands? Talk about that a little bit.
So I do. It is His Plan, My Grind. So hisplanmygrind.com. Follow us on Instagram, Brock McClelland, / His Plan, My Grind. But it is a coaching platform that is in the process of being launched. So I started building into the personal brand and development of men a little over 12 months ago. And it's centered around men that have become lost and out of alignment. So our 4 core pillars are faith, family, fitness, and finances. And faith needs to be at the tip of your spear. I've seen it in my personal life, along with, hundreds of other men who come out of this alignment and they lose their identity. Their purpose changes. They lose sight of what their why was. They build their identity in the business they've built, the power they've developed. The money becomes the idol and the motivator. The family gets pushed to the curb. The relationship with the spouse is no longer existent. The children have become resentful of their father. Their financial fence and freedom that they were trying to create is non-existent because they're mismanaging their money. They've become a bad steward of the money. And it really ties back to the being out of alignment with your faith. So, and it's not a game of, or a conversation of religion, it's spirituality. And there's a difference in the two. And that spiritual alignment outweighs the religion aspect of it to me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. Those are the same pillars as Rise of Kings. This, it's like a Christian men's nationwide fraternity. I don't know. It changed my life 2 years ago. I was stuck inside of, I literally had my whole suicide planned out. I was miserable. My marriage was on the rocks.
Yeah.
And something like that is what called me up and called me out. And nothing gets me more fired up than seeing men step into new levels of freedom. So it's powerful, man. I hope that catches on, because I think the way that the devil is winning the war in America is comfort. Like, men are just passive, and there's warriors beneath the surface that need to step up, man. And like, I know for me, the hard one for me is just like, dude, it starts at home with my kids, like leading devotionals and engaging my wife. Like, that is, I want to be out there like fighting a battle, but it's like, that's the real war right there, is when I get home and I'm tired and it's like, I just can't tonight, or some excuse, that's the one that I wrestle with the most,
Yeah. And that's a common theme across, the world. And I too have went through that building my business. And you're pretty much, when you get home at the end of the day, you're giving the leftovers to your children and your wife. And that's where the importance lies. So, and it's becoming a thermostat dad, right? Not adjusting to the temperature, being the temperature of the room and bringing that energy, not leaving yourself empty, walking in the door and giving them the leftovers. But it's a thing of, it's demonic, right? And there's a lot that goes on in the world today with the masculine male and so forth. And the American male is trying to get outweighed and erased ultimately, because if the men are weak, then the society and the homes are easier to take over ultimately.
Yeah.
So they try to water that down to the best of their ability.
Dude, it's powerful, man. I really hope that takes off, and I know it will. What is there anything we haven't talked about today that you get excited about? Could be related or unrelated to business, vision, culture, team, marketing, anything we haven't talked about that you get fired up about?
I mean, we've touched on a variety of things here. I think when it comes to the business, like I have an expression in our company, like our success comes from the service that we give our customers. That part of the mission of McClellan's was to change the customer experience. And most contractors, roofers, construction workers, we've been placed in a box. Either the homeowner or a friend or a family member has had a bad experience. Somebody took a deposit, never showed up, did faulty work, never answered the phone again. So I wanted to get us outside of that box. How do we get outside of that box and that stigma that's been placed on us? We change the customer experience. So we're not selling on transaction, we're selling on transformation through value and experience that we're delivering. The better the customer experience we deliver, the better off we're going to be. And that's done through the 3 C's: communication, clarification, and collaboration. Every employee of our company is an ingredient to our recipe of success. Every time we cook, we have to utilize those key ingredients every time, from the admin answering the phone to the dumpster being picked up from the job. If we skip an ingredient, if I have an award-winning sauce and I leave 2 of the 8 ingredients out, it's not going to cook, simmer, and taste the same.
That's a great analogy. I love that analogy. Yeah.
I need to cook with all of my ingredients so that my recipe gets to the end result of success that we're trying to create for the customer and the company.
I like that. The secret sauce. You can't leave out the ingredients. Come on, man. You had one job. That's amazing.
That's it. Everyone has a
Yeah.
job. We understand what it is. Let's just, Bill Belichick had one sign in the Patriots locker room, and it was right above the door: "Do your job." If everybody does their job, we get the same result. That result,
Yeah.
success.
Yeah. I love it, man. Well, Brock, where can people go if they want to learn more about you and your business?
McClellansroofing.com. Follow us on Instagram or Facebook, TikTok. Our website's listed there. It's McClellansroofing.com. And then for the His Plan My Grind side, hisplanmygrind.com, or follow me on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, the X, Facebook, Brock McClelland, the Brock McClelland.
I love it, man. The X. I didn't know we put a the in front of it now, but
It might just be called the X.
I don't know, man. I still call it Twitter. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. This was such a fun conversation. Don't go anywhere because I want to keep talking, but thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for the opportunity.